Hello everyone, I'm Chester44, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Last episode, we've been trying to figure out our way through the bridge ablaze, this whole thing, basically the moment where Waidwen was killed by the Godfire bomb.
Why not?
I did a lookup to get a reminder of how exactly I'm supposed to get through all this and get the last piece. I believe it involves going this way. It said something about getting something from on top of the tower. From a barrel on top of the tower. Like, we head to here. We go up. Oh, that door! That's what we're supposed to take.
Leave it.
Memory of Magronite Incantations. This text of collected incantations is blurry to the point of illegibility, as if the white void had stripped the ink of any meaning. It might still mean something to one of the denizens of Rimmergon's realm. A short passage scribbled in the margin stands out with clarity. Let the scholars bicker over how we crammed a piece of Waidwen's soul into the bomb. A little uncertainty never hurt anyone. I only care that the damn thing goes off on time. Okay. That was what I was supposed to do. Oops.
You've got to remember the incantation. Don't forget. Don't let it go.
I think this is what you're looking for. No sooner does the book make contact with her than it ceases to exist, absorbed into her memories. You feel the essence of the priestess swell with life and vigor.
Of course. Simple. How would I forget a thing like that anyway?
As she begins the incantation, you comprehend where and how the bomb was hidden. Knowing this, it feels as if 1,000 pairs of eyes are observing your progress at once. The illusion fades under their scrutiny. Aha! The soul of this priestess is muttering an incantation under her breath. The heart of Magron's fire singes your face as you draw closer to the Godhammer bomb, which feels poised to go off at any instant. Under layers of copper plating, enchantments, and volatile materials, you sense a fragment of Waidwen's soul. It reaches out to you in blind confusion. A parchment-thin shard of Adra is positioned inside of a spiked copper trap. When a current of essence conducts through the Adra, the trap will snap shut and complete a circuit. It would take incredible care to extract the soul without setting off the bomb. Woman, reveal... I can actually embody Durance. Woman, reveal to me the construction of this bomb. Suddenly you're in the memory of the priestess. She recalls your voice to a workshop hidden somewhere dark and secure. There is so much explosive material in the air that a single candle would ignite the world, so the ambient light is conjured by prayer.
Are you all right? You sound like you've been eating coal dust. Again.
No, I won't subject myself to this, to him. Your concern means less than the heretical shit I took this morning. Speak to me of the bomb.
This work has changed you, and not for the better.
She blinks at you and shrugs. She lays out a vellum schematic of the bomb, showing a detailed cross-section of the detonator. It's a delicate assemblage, similar to a trap, composed of brass and Adra. The latter is infused with the essence of a saint. Armed with this understanding of the bomb, you know you could disarm it with little difficulty. Oh god. You've performed adequately. Remember the swelling of accomplishment the next time you are tempted to disappoint me? Excellent work, disciple. You've earned yourself a break. Now come and roll with me in the stinking embers of our lust. Disciple, I apologize for my tone. I don't know how I came to be this way. Or flee the recollection like a bad dream. Oh boy. You've performed adequately. Remember this swelling of accomplishment the next time you are tempted to disappoint me.
Can we focus on the work? I haven't got the time to entertain your ego today.
She returns her focus to the schematic. You leave the memory wiser for the experience, but it feels as if you're covered in a thin layer of ash that you can't wipe clean. Recalling Durance's memory of the schematics, disarm the bomb. You carefully reach inside the bomb. In no time at all, you're up to your shoulder in delicate gears and cogs, taking care not to displace anything. Something in the guts of the machinery falls off in your hand, but the godhammer remains inert. Detonator shard, final flame. The user creates a powerful explosion of fire at a location. Enemies caught in the blast take burn damage immediately and over time. Allies in the blast are healed immediately and over time. Ooh. You are able to reach the Audra at the heart of the detonation trigger and pull Waidwen's soul free without incident. Dawn rose over the mountain pass where you camped your forces. The first rays warmed the tents and roused your armed congregation from slumber. Evandare Bridge was a speck on the horizon. Scouts say that a dozen soldiers hold the crossing. What do they think they can accomplish? You spat in the wind and considered your options. No one said this would be easy, but you started to wonder if the world even wanted a saint. The Deerwoods certainly didn't. They must have something to believe in, something that could turn the tides against us. You were only thinking aloud, but without warning it became one of the rare moments when a familiar voice interceded on your thoughts. It's possible. Our adversaries do not lack for motivation. You flinched as the presence asserted itself. Aethys had been preoccupied lately, spending days in contemplative silence, distancing himself from you. What do you think, old friend? Could this be the end of our long march? You, Aethys, considered your answer with care. The inevitability of things always came easier to Rimmergund, and in this moment you envied him. You and I may stumble, but our legacy will live on. If not in this frontier, then another. Waidwen nodded, absorbing your words. Why try and stop us, though? Don't they want to see the light as we do? For some reason, it was always so hard telling Waidwen the truth. Maybe all the gods were out of practice. You already knew about the bomb, and you decided not to act on that knowledge. But Waidwen deserved an answer, even if it wasn't the entire truth. Let's see. 1 or 3? Change is agonizing. Mortals will fight to avoid it, but it always catches up to them in time. Waidwen looked out on Evandare Bridge and wondered if he was ready to face the dusk. His thoughts were a placid lake. Then he spoke his mind again, this time taking you by surprise. Those defenders are looking past their faith to stand against a god. They're here to fight for everything they built and planted together. Waidwen was beginning to see the point. It was your sorrow to know that he wouldn't live long enough to fully appreciate it. Kith are supposed to face the dawn together, not to depend on it. Our first duty is to each other. You wanted to tell Waidwen how proud you felt, but he no longer needed a father's approval to know when he was right. That saddened you even more than knowing that Waidwen had seen his last sunrise. Okay then. The heat of Magran's fire singes your face as you draw closer to the Godhammer bomb, which feels poised to go off at any instant. I've already extracted a fragment of Waidwen's soul from the detonator. There's nothing more to do here. I am going to give this detonator shard to you. Oh no, I can't. You have the Ironclast Grimoire. Well, I'll give it to someone, eventually, because it sounds very useful. Alright, up we go. And now we speak to Waidwen, and provide him with all of his fragments. All of them. Waidwen stands suspended in the instant before calamity, a final appeal for surrender. Okay, restore the last missing fragments of Waidwen's soul. As all the essence you gathered on Evandare Bridge converges on Waidwen, his soul brightens with a flash. Then his eyes snap open as a tide of revelation washes over him. Waidwen, awaken!
Thank you, friend. I'm struggling to understand it all, but my thoughts are clearer now.
Waidwen wobbles on his feet. His expression of bewilderment shapes into a broad grin as he recovers his bearings.
I think I accept why this needed to happen, but it is only human to feel conflicted.
I'm guessing the cycle is broken now.
Unless you feel like taking it for another go-around. I can wait.
He smiles lopsidedly.
There is a lesson, a purpose to the Godhammer that I failed to grasp.
Waidwen looks out on the bridge, paying particular attention to the men and women rallying against each other.
Aothis wanted the people of the world to stand tall, without gods propping them up. The Godhammer didn't just tear Aothis from my body. It drove a wedge between gods and kith across Aora. And isn't that just a version of what he always wanted?
I always thought he wanted to expose the work of the Engwithans.
He did. But in the end, it was the difference of two rivers flowing into the same ocean. Taking on that burden of suffering wasn't in Aothis' original plan. But it served him well enough that he was content to keep his distance for a few quiet years.
Waidwen shrugs. The matter seemed to weigh on him less than before.
Now that I'm free, I can feel oblivion tugging at me harder than before. We won't have time to savor the victory, friend.
Waidwen looks down at his hands, which even now seem less substantial as the white void draws him away. He doesn't seem to mind. Seeing as I helped you, maybe you could lend a hand against a dragon?
I might have guessed you didn't come this far just to pull me out of a bad situation. At the risk of sounding ungrateful, it's been ages since I took up a pitchfork against anything larger than a bale of hay. You'd do better without me. Really.
If you have no faith in yourself, then you miss the point of the Saints' War.
What are you saying?
Aothis wanted Kith to stand together. If you leave, then you're betraying his lesson.
I'm not sure this is what he had in mind. But you make a good point. Point me toward the fiend that means you harm, and I'll drag it down to oblivion with me. Onward.
Waidwen gestures for
Never
you to
thought
take the
I'd be
lead.
fighting beside an honest-to-God saint. Makes a gal feel real righteous.
Yeah, I'm sure Jody would be happy here. It makes sense. I do wonder how Adair would feel in this particular case. Alright, all that's left is to go down into the Shattered Passage. We're gonna need to take a rest first. And there's a... Oh, shit! You came out of nowhere!
Time to rethink this stratagem.
Let's get some spells out here. I did not expect one of these to be here. Why on her again? And you already cast that. You don't need to cast it again. And she's down again. Son of a bitch. Oh, where did this cleric come from? No, stay focused on the cleric. How about this? Load of those. Okay, that one's down. That just leaves the two burning foes. Oh, wait, there's three. My mistake. Okay, you're down. Okay, finish off these. I didn't expect this to show up on the way out. Please don't.
I shall deal with this one. Really gone?
Shit! Well, I'm not gonna let that happen. Okay, so we're fighting these again. Where are you casting it? Okay, back off. Let's get one of these up. Not on her. That'll do.
Step into the light.
Come on, just work on keeping them all alive. Ooh, lightning. That would actually probably be good. Okay, let's take them out without completely failing and dying again. I will not lose a companion. Almost.
You like that? After him. Good.
Thank you for a bit of healing. Holy Radiance might help.
Are you even...
Yep, Holy Radiance definitely does help. Yeah, bring down a pillar of fire on that. Okay, the Scourge is taking a lot of damage.
Just like
Come on, finish off that Scourge. Don't let him kill one of us. And it's down. Okay, much better. That was so much better.
Well, son of a cur.
Okay.
Sure thing.
And now we can get out of here, and I think there's still a few things we can do in the Shattered Passage. Now that we have the access to the light.
You are ready to face your foe. I'll be at your side.
And I imagine you wish to speak with me?
You stride forth from the inferno unsinged,
Rinhader's cold curiosity feels somehow comforting as it lingers on you.
and have armed yourself with flint and steel. It should serve well against a corpse.
Her head cants slightly as she takes in Waidwen. He's an experienced warrior. I'd be foolish not to enlist him.
Be wary of overconfidence. The worm has bested many before you, and its power has only waxed with time.
Indeed. Now, if you don't mind, there's a few minor things I need to do around here. I believe we can start with the thing in the Endless Quarries. We may as well. I do remember there was one in here. This is how I'm going to have the episode finish up, by picking up the last things I need to that I can. Take you down. And use the sundial on this. The sundial grows warm in your palm. You feel its power extend to your surroundings, reconfiguring the flow of time to mend what was once broken. And like that, we gain access to this treasure. Corroded Vambraces. 50% chance after scoring a crit with a melee weapon to reduce the target's weapon penetration by 1 for 8 seconds. Interesting. I think it's something you could use. I think it would be useful for you. And you can have the gauntlets of greater reliability. Okay. So that's the one in here. Now we head back out. I don't think there was one in the water area. I don't think. I'll have to check, but... yeah. Let's see. I'm guessing this might affect this.
Why not?
Turn the ring towards the dawn. As you adjust the sundial, the ambient light shifts around you and the ground trembles beneath your feet. Ah! So that brought that back and allows me to get through. Okay. There we go. And now I can get into here. And in here is just some minor items. And now I can head up to here and take this across to the other side. Then use this on the other light.
Sure.
Hold it up. Turn it to dawn. Oh shit!
Let's go. Oh, good.
Bunch of shambling souls. I can admit I didn't see that coming. But they are relatively weak.
Do this. I think that's beyond
Oh, there's ones behind us.
me. Just like that.
You know what? You go and help them out down there. Alright, finish off the last one.
Take this. I think that's beyond me.
Got him. Okay. Didn't expect those to show up there. That was unexpected.
Why not? A sure thing.
And there's a soul here. Who are you?
How you all? Did you get turned around in the blizzard as well? I knew I shouldn't have left the path.
The spirit raises a hand to get your attention. She edges closer at an awkward, shambling gait.
I don't know how long it's been since I lost my way. Ymir must have worried himself sick by now.
Where do you think you are? A sound like chattering teeth echoes from her soul, but she doesn't respond as if she hears or understands you.
No one there? Damn this cold for playing tricks on me again. Just another of the beast's illusions. Ymir, where are you?
What happened to you?
How long have I been lost? Hours, maybe days now. Ymir said he would keep the fires lit, but I cannot see my way to them. And now specters follow me across the ice.
She squints at you and chatters her teeth. You can tell she isn't really seeing you. Mind if I take a look at that mace? She hugs the weapon like it's the edge of a precipice. The willpower she expends clutching it might be the only thing holding her together. It's me, darling. It's Hymir.
I can hear you. I can hear your call. Ymir, I'm frozen to the bone.
She shambles a step closer, her soul brightening with hope, glowing with the first signs of warmth. Come with me, dear one. No more getting lost.
Of course, my love. From now on, I go nowhere without your hand and the warm kettle, yeah?
Beaming with joy, she steps closer. Rather than fall in line with the other sails trailing behind you, she boldly takes a place at your side and knits her fingers with yours. The mace she was clutching clangs to the ground and rolls to a stop. Frostfall. Weapon attacks deal best of crush or freeze, and 25% chance to apply a random tier 1 affliction to a nearby enemy after being hit by an affliction. Interesting. Other options include Chaos Strike. The wielder channels Rimergon's energy into a single attack, applying a random affliction to themselves and the target. Or 20% duration of hostile effects on nearby enemies on scoring a kill. Critical hits have a 10% chance to freeze the enemy for 4 seconds, or 30% chance on scoring a crit to deal freeze or pierce damage to enemies around the target. Interesting. Not going to use it, but interesting. So this last thing to get that mace required having bits of everything. I don't think there was anything else here, so here's what I'm going to do. First question, Rinhider, anything to say?
Greetings again, walker between worlds. Was there something else you wish to ask?
Can you tell me more about these Echo Realms?
I can tell you of but 3. There are others, but they exist beyond my ken. Each reflects the souls within, spirits adrift upon the calamity that claimed them. Some souls cling more tightly than others. A drowned kingdom of salt and coral. A copper realm, chained in questions. These were here when I arrived. The 3rd realm is young yet, and as hot as a festival flame.
There's an entire sunken kingdom down here.
Yes. And also no.
She frowns, forehead wrinkling in her attempt to find the words that will form an adequate explanation.
More the echo of the kingdom's end. The whole of it fell in one great calamity, I think. The stubborn blindness of its chieftain has kept it suspended above the void for centuries or longer. It is the eldest of the realms accessible from here, and the most thoroughly decayed.
What did you mean by chained in questions?
I know no other words for it. Agonized screams echo through its halls, and great machines churn above massed querents. It is an ancient nightmare, sustained by the bitterness and spite of the kith within.
And you know nothing of the youngest realm.
Fresh and raw, that wound. In its agony, it revisits itself.
Are there other realms?
There were, in the past. I remember a palace of gold and smoke. Gone now. A temple of shifting halls. Also gone. These realms fell away, consumed by the white void. I know not how long ago.
Alright. I wanted to ask you something else about this dragon. Loathing flickers across Rin Hader's indistinct features.
Ask your questions then, if they will see the worm ended.
I killed the dragon and it revived. How do I kill it permanently?
I wish I had that answer. Perhaps it would be enough to fight it in this place. To weaken its grip that it might finally fall into the void. Perhaps it found the relic it sought. Its soul clinging to that object in place of an earthly form. If that object were found, perhaps it could be delivered to the Beast of Winter for dissolution. I can't risk falling on her perhaps, however. Not with a gate to hold.
Where did the dragon come from?
From the north.
She frowns down at her hands.
A beast of the dead fire. Set on dominating that place as a snowbird dominates its hunting grounds. No creature, dragon or kith, rivaled it. Yet it was not content and turned its eyes against the gods.
And what's it doing here?
Rimagun gifted our people with a beat mouth that we might yield to him. Those objects or individuals that persisted beyond their value to the clans. In its desire to dominate the Deadfire, the worm sought to retrieve one or more of the sacrificed relics. Even if it claimed the relics, the fool cannot return. Its body long since destroyed.
Do you know where it came by such powers?
I do not. It ate a wizard, perhaps?
Well, at least you managed to get a joke out. You mentioned before that the dragon used wizardry.
Yes. Even before it came to us, tales had reached us from the north. The worm's abilities were not limited to its fangs, claws, and breath. It commanded eldritch energies.
I see. I'm curious about your homeland and people. Why is it called the White That Wends?
Rather than the deceased flame or the land of deer.
I doubt there are many deer to be found in the White That Wends.
We Glamfellans simply call it the land. Outsiders call it the White That Wends. Likely because much of it is white and can be difficult to navigate for the uninitiated.
I suppose it's one way to look at it. What is the White That Wends like?
How does a person explain their home when they've only ever seen it with their own eyes? Travelers will claim it an endless expanse of white, featureless and bare. I would point to the jagged rises, the plunging coasts, the sheer rifts, to the blight storms and the snow baths, and ask of them, do you not see? Still, few kith call the land home. Only Glamfellon and the Inutinic. They possess the resolve, the vigor, required to endure the Beast of Winter's withering attentions.
Idwin snorts derisively and shakes her head. I take it you feel differently, Idwin.
It is a hard land that produces hard people. It is fallacious to ascribe to it deeper spiritual, or worse, anthropomorphic qualities.
I know you kind well, girl. Cowering behind words and symbols, that the world doesn't dirt your perception of it.
I know yours. Quick to ascribe every faint breeze to the lungs of a god. And don't call me girl.
Does that sound like the home you left, Fatnir? The godlike peers at the spirit before him. Though his mask hides his expression, his hunched shoulders suggest fear.
It's a cruel and deceptive place. She has that much right.
Face lowered, he addresses the ground more than either you or Rinhader.
It is neither, young Winterborn. Hard and callous, perhaps, but pure in its intent.
He crosses his arms and averts his attention to the amorphous vista beyond. Speak your mind, Vatnir.
Haven't we wasted enough time picking at this spiritual scar?
He waves a scornful hand at Rinheider.
Let us get on with slaying this dragon, or closing this portal, or whatever it is you'd have us do.
Sounds incredible. Thank you.
It pains me little to speak of home.
Can you tell me more about the Pale Elves?
Most Glamfellen reside within the White that went, where we travel in clans. Life in the land can be harsh, but it provides. The clan raises the young communally, each member passing on their expertise. That every child has the skills demanded by the land. Each clan is as much family as nation.
Not their parents?
The mother helps raise the child, of course, but paternity can sometimes be difficult to determine. Each child is a child of the clan first and foremost.
You'd find the land much transformed, Gamfu. Settlements exist across the coast, trading as much in culture as goods.
Her carmine eyes drop to the frozen ground.
And few children have the support of 2 parents, much less a whole clan of them.
Hard bitterness tinges the Animancer's words.
In the north, maybe. Many inland clans still keep the old ways.
You sound like you miss it.
I love the land and I love my people. But that life ended long ago, as all things do.
Do the Glamfellen have any particular feelings about the Wood Elves?
I have little experience with the shelter folk of Air Glamfath. They do not welcome us among the lands. We do some trading with the adherents.
What's the relationship between the Glamfellen and Rimmergund?
We have long venerated Rimmergand as the eldest, strongest, and wisest of the gods. He claimed the land as his kingdom, and we as his people. My eldest taught that we fell from the beast of winter's fur as it marched across the land. The first Glamfellen, equal parts salt, snow, and divine spirit.
And what does a veneration of Rimmergund entail?
Prayer, song, dance, sacrifice, the use of blessed relics, the defense of sacred sites.
With a smile, she gestures back towards the swirling pearlescent plain of the Vitmouth.
Our priests augur his will in the entrails of the slain. They guide our travels across the land, and we embrace the inevitable difficulties that ensue.
Did your elder tell you where Rimmergund came from?
Like all endings, he was inevitable from the beginning. The babe of spring demanded a beast of winter. My mother told me once that she believed them one and the same. That, like you, like me, Rimmergand was born to die. Unlike us, however. His birth gave birth to birthing, and his death will end death. He lit the flame, and he shall bury the ashes.
And what of the other gods?
They each sing their song. The flame keeps us warm, the sea provides fish, the land flesh. Each provides temporary comfort against the cold, and we thank them for their gifts. But only Rimmergand awaits us in the white void.
Alright. Well, thank you for all of that. And I am going to do a quick rest, because I can. I don't think I have enough for all of these. I do not. So, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. Mariner's Porridge is actually very good. I'll go ahead and give that to the rest of you. We've got plenty of them. Give everyone a rest. And with that, I am going to go ahead and end this episode here. Next episode, we shall descend down into the lair of the dragon and deal with him once and for all. Till then, I am Cheswick44, also known as Fly. That is Laniara, Joti, Idwin, Vatnir, and Aloth. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, and I shall see you all next time.